you get close to the mic, it's quite quiet.
Like that?
Yeah, it's just...
Is that? I don't think I can't get any closer. I've had a big lunch. I'm exhausted.
I'm nervous.
Why are we so nervous about this?
Because don't feel worthy.
Cool.
That's what it boils down to.
Do you worry we're wasting his time?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going, why am I doing this again?
I know.
And I'll be like, yeah, why are you? Fuck. Can we keep this to like...
I've got to get all this out and tell him.
Can we keep this to about 7 minutes so I don't feel like
I just hope... I think you've mentioned it before, I've just got that worry that he's just staring at us going, oh, who are these imbeciles?
Pair of wankers. You pair of wankers.
Please don't think that.
Please.
Right, have you got other questions?
Fuck it, we're so nervous. Have you got all the questions?
Yeah, well, I don't want to just... I've just got to come out and tell him straight away that I'm not very good at this. And
I was thinking that we did an interview for one of our other podcasts earlier, and I genuinely thought at one point I said, I think I'm a really bad interviewer.
Yeah, I'm hanging on for dear life every minute. Christ knows what Parky was like.
Well, I watched a bit of Norton after that one we just did.
Did you?
Yeah.
To try and learn how to interview people. And how's he do it?
Well, for a start, his body language is so relaxed. And he's just got a little 3-second quip like that all the time. But it's not long. It doesn't sort of stop the flow. It's a little dart. It doesn't sort of...
like this bit now?
Yeah. Because your head started to tilt as you're looking at me going...
It's the questions when you sort of find yourself, right, what is the question I'm trying to ask after asking?
Yeah, and do you know what I hate is when you go, so Joe. And I go, oh no, why are you...
I say, so Joe?
No. It's like you said earlier, like basically go to a question, but just you throwing to me, which should be fine.
I never throw to you, do I, in the interviews?
Yeah, but no, it's a bad thing. It's just my panic. I just go, oh no, now I've definitely got to do something.
Oh, right.
There's nothing wrong with it. I do it to you as well.
There was a moment in the last interview where it was coming to the end of an answer. I was like, and you were bang with the next one. It was great.
Oh, was it good?
Right.
No,
you obviously think about, right, what should I ask?
Yeah.
But it was seamless.
One time at the end of the interview.
No, during the interview.
No, like I said, it was coming to the end and there was one question. So for 54 minutes, it was...
Why is it like a pregnant pause for a second, like unbearable?
I don't know. Because it doesn't feel like a conversation, that's why. It feels like an interview and you want it to feel like a conversation, don't you?
Yeah, but you can have silences in conversations, can't you? I'm not willing to play this game because I want to sort out these questions.
Because you also thought, I know Joe will break. Because I wanted to so badly. I hated even doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, I want to sort out these questions. These questions are sorted, aren't they?
I hope so. I mean, I've just got to make it clear to him that... Does everyone know... Have I mentioned who we're talking to?
No.
We're talking to Steve Davis. Fucking talking to Steve Davis!
Right,
Why is he on Chatalogue? Flipping hell.
Okay, let's just have a little.
God, it's like talking to... I don't know.
Steve
Who's
Davis.
it like talking to?
Steve Davis.
Steve Davis.
He's the example you'd say if you were talking to someone else. This is like talking to
He's
Steve.
one of the greatest sportsmen ever.
I know. He's got an OBE.
Ever.
Where's his professional career? Early career. Masters champion, the last... Fucking hell, he's been the world champion.
Who's that surreal one-liner comedian? Beginning with M.
Oh, Mitch Hedberg.
No, the British one.
Milton Jones.
Yeah. Have you heard his joke about having an OBE and being an Earl?
No.
Yeah, he's an earlobe. It's good, isn't it?
It's really good. Can't use that on his next tour, can he now?
No. Oh my God. Steve Davis is here. Oh
no.
God.
Okay.
Please, Joe.
What do you
Take
mean?
over.
Don't throw to me straight away.
Oh God. I feel like I would have gone a curtsy. Wow.
God, I'm so nervous.
Joy.
Hello?
Hello?
Got it.
Wow.
Being recorded. Got it.
Where are you? We can't see you.
Oh.
Are you really Steve Davis?
No, but I've got,
Well,
oh my
bugger
gosh.
me.
It's
I've got
Steve
shit
Davis.
lighting though.
Oh,
I'm not set up for it all.
Oh.
How you doing, right? What on earth have you stooped to this level for?
That's what we were saying about you.
yeah.
Oh.
We thought you'd been bullied into it or something. Which bloody hell.
No, no. Is my microphone
sure?
right?
I think
Well, you sound good.
Well, okay, fair enough, right.
Yeah.
I do apologise. My background is, I didn't embrace the Zoom world when it happened.
Don't worry. I'm wearing dungarees. Don't worry
I'm
about
really
it.
embarrassed by the size of my mic now.
Listen, I'm in awe. I watch. I know you.
Oh, bloody
What?
hell. Do you?
Of course I fucking do.
Steve Davis knows who we are.
Oh, fucking
I'm gonna
know.
write
Anyway.
Fucking hell.
Steve Davis.
Are we recording now, aren't we? Of course.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, is that all right?
Can we
Yeah.
can we say to begin with that we're terrible at podcasting?
Yeah, we want to be honest.
I've not worked it all out yet, but
No.
No, word.
No, we're not very good at asking questions or
that's
listening.
good. That's good. I've run out of answers now. I've been answering
great.
questions for so long. I mean,
We did think that. We were like, how do we
Yeah, how do we make this less boring for you?
No. Well, I mean, I don't. Do I assume it's off the back of this thing that's just happened in Sheffield or not?
What the
tournament?
this interview?
Yeah.
No.
Because we were on a podcast a few months ago. We were watching The Gods of Snooker,
Oh, right. Okay.
and we kept talking about it because we love the documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
And then we were just saying, wouldn't it be amazing to get Steve Davis? Because I used to pretend to be you.
Really?
Came in early with that, David.
Did you have a wig or a mask?
Yeah, I used to go into like Morrison's with a queue, and no, I didn't.
Morrison's.
Honestly, it's a joy to have you on the podcast.
Well. Thank you very much for inviting me.
We
Well,
just
that's it then. Should we go? Because
yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just get a quick screen grab and we'll be good.
I don't know what to say now.
No.
I'm drying up.
Well, we won't expect you to feel for.
At the age of 64, I suppose you're supposed to dry up, aren't you?
Are you 64, Steve?
Oh, you don't look it.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
What's it like being 64?
It's bloody awful.
Is it?
Oh, it's terrible. No,
I'm
honestly,
48, and I'm not
No.
enjoying 40.
No, don't do it. I'm trying to work out a way to not bow out gracefully.
Right.
I mean, just sort of like, maybe that's all the DJing. I'm just going to go out. I'm going to end up like in a puddle in Glastonbury.
Well, when we heard you were DJing, I thought, where's he finding the energy to?
Well, IPA.
Yeah.
6%ers. I'm moving through the gears of that now. I'm trying to resist. No, but actually, my after World Championship resolution is to have no beer at home. There you go.
Right, okay.
No, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a
Lockdown.
Not even on a
Lockdown.
Friday. Not even on a Friday.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
yeah, Friday.
Yeah, but I mean, the other days at home. Yeah. Unless there's people around. Unless we've got people around.
Yeah, or there's something on the telly.
So when you're doing your DJing, are you good doing going around the country?
That's sort of how it works a bit. Well, I invite lots of people to come to my house, but they don't want to travel.
No.
Yeah, so we usually go to them.
Yeah, but where do you find the energy?
Well, British Rail, Diesel. Well, do you know, I mean, like, it's like a bit, I suppose, if I was going to say one thing that you wouldn't think of me, that I've tried to, when you try and work out yourself, is, I suppose because what I did, you're a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. Like, I mean, the buzz of playing snooker was like just incredible. I mean, like, and I didn't really know that at the time because obviously I love the game, but then of course it's all about the competition and getting ready for that. And obviously when that stopped, not that it was a plan to DJ or to do anything like that, but the doors opened bizarrely at the same time. It looked like it was planned. And the next minute I was having a buzz in a completely different way. I mean, our second ever, we DJ'd in the tap room of a brewery called Red Church Brewery in Bethnal Green. It was put on by a friend of ours. And then the next minute was two guys from something called the Block Weekend, which is a really good electronic music festival that was held down in Minehead at Buttons. Yeah. They said, do you want to come and play? We went, well, we don't really play techno, but we'll come and play some stuff. And they went, we don't want you to play techno. There's enough people doing that. We want you to play something, in the pub part, which is a bit, as a foil to it all. So we could do that because we have a cross section of stuff. BBC iPlayer did a little documentary on it. And the next minute, the phone started ringing. What? And our second ever gig was Glastonbury in the Stonebridge bar, which is 500 capacity. And we were totally crapping ourselves. But, and we should have said no, but we did. We went, let's go for it. So we were straight in the deep end. And from then on, the phone started ringing more and more. We went, well, why not? It's a laugh.
Yeah. When you said you were crapping yourself, how similar was that to you walking out at the Crucible or something?
Similar.
Was it a different? Was it really?
Same. It's the same butterflies in the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then sort of, the next minute is you're starting to sort of, you learn the profession of trying to do it as well as you can, but you still get the nerves before you go out. So we got off to a flyer. I suppose it didn't hurt that it was a bit of a novelty that I was involved. And
how long after had you given up snooker at this point?
Yeah, I retired. Yeah, I'd retired sort of 2016, and it was, I think it was the 2016 Glastonbury and the 2016.
So you didn't give yourself much time off then?
Well,
do you know what? I think it's time for a new massive career. Jesus, go on holiday, Steve.
No, the last 5 years of my professional career, I'd already retired, but I hadn't actually said it. So I was just basically going through the motions of turning up, getting beat, wishing the guy the best of luck in the next round, and then going home.
Well, that is one of our. What happens at that point? Is it the dedication to the game? Because
Nah.
What is it? What means that you start to get beat?
Well, I mean, you slowly fall into pieces from at a certain age. I don't know when that is. And obviously you can push back the tide as Ronnie O'Sullivan is at the age of 46, still fit. So, but I think it does depend on everybody's DNA, their sort of background, when they start to fall to pieces.
Pack up, basically.
And the thing that probably, it's not physical. You need to really be good at. Your central nervous system needs to be absolutely rock solid. So you can probably push the clock back a bit by really keeping as fit as possible. But somewhere down the line, your arm doesn't do what you want it to do, and then and then somewhere down the line, obviously, you fall over 3 times and your kids put you in a home. So, we're on that.
You keep having falls at the Crucible. Steve Davis has had another fall.
And Ronnie's helping him up, bless him.
they cover it up really well. It's quite the acoustics at the Crucible are really good, so it doesn't clatter a lot when you do fall.
Oh, that's good.
It's all quite plush.
Yeah. I don't want to see you have a fall, Steve.
No, nor do I. No. Well, I mean, I'm sure at Glastonbury, and fingers crossed, we get back to doing some festivals again. Yeah, I don't mind falling over at Glastonbury. It's great.
No, is there no Glastonbury this year then?
Yeah, there is. But I mean, what they do is they book. Well, no, they book all the bands.
Yeah,
and they book all the bands, and then for the main. I think this is how they do it. They book all the bands, and then closer to the date, then they go, well, we need to fill it up with DJs and other little bands, and then like perhaps 2 hours before Glastonbury starts, you get a phone call saying, do you want to do it?
You got the car packed.
They've got absolute, they've got you this, and it's a wonderful thing because of course you do, because it's great fun. It's all, I don't know if have you ever been, because I've never been. It's just, have you? It's something for everybody. It's brilliant. But then there's so many great festivals, so they're all fun to do. But that one's obviously, historically the best. But
so when you're DJing, there are times when you're thinking, how have I got here?
Yeah, but I used to be that snooker as well, though. But in the heat of the moment, you're just enjoying the music.
Yeah,
me and my mate do it together. So Carver's Tarabi, we didn't DJ because we wanted to be DJs. We just love the music, and it's sort of an extension of doing a radio show.
So it's been a passion for.
Yeah, so our plan is we try to play music that people haven't heard. And get them to dance to stuff they've never heard before, which is quite a tough brief.
So where do you find that music then?
It's sort of internet legwork, or just the fact, recommendations and stuff, and you stumble upon a track that you've listened for years at home, disregarded it as a listening track, and you go, actually that works as a dance track.
Right.
It wasn't the one I liked off that album for listening to, but that one works. And so you go back through your sort of catalogue and find things and go, there's another one. So that's how
you have musicians send
sometimes
tracks to you now.
Yeah, sometimes nice. But I mean, that was when I was doing a radio show on a local community station in Brentwood called Phoenix FM, and that was happening a fair bit. But the DJs, so we sort of don't pander to. Well, sorry, I got the email. I do apologise.
Don't worry.
I'm probably buzzing.
We don't. If somebody comes up for a request, we haven't got it. We're not tapped into Spotify, and we only play what we want to play. So we're sort of not wedding DJs. We decided maybe we're divorced DJs more. Right. End of the spectrum. But if anybody had told me after I stopped doing my day job that I was going to have so much fun doing something else, just ridiculous.
Well, our first question was going to be: are you worried that it's a bit of a cliche going from being a snooker player to a DJ?
We were. It's a world of people that are not particularly interested in talking about snooker. So I quite like going there and just talk about music.
So what's your fan base of the DJing? Is it all ages? Or do you get a few people that used to come to the Crucible?
A couple, but the Venn diagram crossover is very, very. I think perhaps the line's just. There might be a gap, actually, a millimetre, even less than.
Someone's come through the wrong door.
Maybe, but then what we like is the fact that for the vast, say you're on for 2 hours, and obviously everybody starts to leave after the first 15 minutes. But there won't be everybody. There'll be 2 or 3 people who go, "Wow, I like that one. What's that?"
Yeah.
And they're the ones. That's the ones that you
building
feel like
an audience.
Yeah, they're the ones you do it for. So we start off our DJing sets with a variety of different amounts and end up with 3 people.
I haven't told Joe I did some DJing.
No, you haven't.
When was this?
This was in 1994.
Previous life?
I was just an aimless 19, 20-year-old.
You can see it.
And
with a dream.
And I wanted to play. I was playing some Diana Ross.
Oh, you went in heavy then?
Yeah. But what I did was, I put the track on. I was trying to be really cool, and I was in my local pub, and so no one was giving a damn about it. But I was really trying to be cool and playing songs that they hadn't heard. And then I got
Another
a
track.
record. I got a record, and I wasn't watching what I was doing, and I just put it on the record that was playing. So
That's the first.
yeah, that's an awful thing to do when you're DJing.
Yeah.
So the needle just scratched off.
That's quite out there.
Have you ever done that stuff?
I've stopped the record we're playing. That's awful.
Have you?
Oh, I mean, it's an advert for not having beer when you're DJing. Yeah, you press the. I mean, you know, CD players, they're pretty fail safe, but there is a button that if you press it, it stops it.
Yeah.
What a stupid place to put the button. You know? Why put the button there? Put it underneath. Put it underneath.
Underneath the table, so you can't knock
Underneath your pint.
Underneath your. Yeah, so that's the worst thing. I mean, there's nothing quite like the silence and everybody going, oh, like that. That's awful.
It must be amazing when you pick a track and everyone's into it.
Yeah.
Must be great.
Yeah, it's really lovely. Yeah, and every now and again when somebody comes up and says, what the bloody hell is this? And also sometimes on occasions, if you play really obscure stuff and somebody comes up to you and says, you've just broke my Shazam.
Oh, right.
Oh, the app thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't come
Has
up.
broken it as in it hasn't worked?
Well,
or it is...
that track's not.
Yeah, not available. Yeah.
That's quite nice as well. You know.
Yeah.
Not that we're trying to be elite, but it's nice when.
No.
But it's nice that people sort of, you know, if anybody wants to know, you're not trying to keep things secret.
What is the type of music then? What's the genre?
Oh, no genre really. No, impossible to say. Just across the board stuff, but nothing. But very rarely something that people would know. We throw in a few every now and again that just to sort of, just to keep.
Bit of Diana Ross.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Diana Ross.
No, I'm not saying
Seems to be a disagreement on what one should open one's set with.
Any trouble with those Diana Ross records these days, trying to buy them, is there's a lot of damaged records out there.
Because they've been snapped over people's knees, I think.
Double stack.
Oh, I've got a question here, Steve, from someone on Twitter. Oh, where is it? I told you it was rubbish. Oh, yeah, top 3 DJ set essentials. So I'm guessing top 3 tunes, I think.
Really?
I don't know. Or
I don't know.
That sounded like a good question to us. We thought that.
Yeah, they're 3 tracks. We go. I've got to end with that.
We got a favourite that we play quite often, which people very little. A French progressive rock band from the 70s called Vaidorge, and the track Vilna. But don't go down. It's 13 minutes long.
Is that to get people to leave? That one is that? Like...
Yeah. I don't know. Battles Atlas, maybe.
Oh, I know that. I know Battles Atlas.
Great track.
Yeah, that's a cracker.
Fugazi track. Talk Colour of Spring. Life is what you make. But we'll sort of mix it up. We might play the Beatles every now and again, but we're not absolutely, we.
Joe's really into Roachford, Steve.
Oh, great.
Cuddly. Yeah. You ever slip in a bit of Cuddly Toy?
No, but we're open. Well, we're open. We're open to offers. You can't know everything.
Play Cuddly Toy, please.
Okay, I will.
Do you take requests? Play Cuddly Toy again, please. I played it twice at my wedding. Once as we left the church, and one as our first dance. So,
right. Have you considered
other songs?
Other songs?
No. Absolutely. I've been requesting to meet Roachford for years now, and he just went.
My father, when he passed, I sort of retired roughly the same time my father passed away, and it seemed like that was the end of an era for that. So anyway, he had his funeral, and my mother was involved in picking the music for sort of not a particularly Christian burning, but whatever. And so she said, "Well, what did he? What sort? And she said, "Oh, it's like a circle of life, isn't it?" So for somehow. The Lion King track was played as my dad's coffin went through the curtains. He would have pissed himself laughing. It's sort of like African theme tune.
Is that the one?
Yeah, that one. He would have absolutely. I was laughing.
But
It was wonderful. Yeah. All these people going, what's this music? It was lovely.
The other side, John. The other B side.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of that being played in working men's clubs in the 70s. So, well, no. I don't think it would have been his choice of music, but it was great.
That's amazing.
Steve, when you said you were nervous, say at the Crucible playing, you never looked nervous at all.
Well, once you walk out...
You hid it.
Well,
you hid it well.
Once you walk out, you put in an act on, in a way. Even
really?
If you're not trying...
You're in character, are you really?
Sort of. Yeah, you're not trying to put an act on, but you're playing the part of a gladiator, sort of. Yeah. Especially at the Crucible, because it's got that feel to it. So, yeah, see, if you want to see how nervous the players are, see them in the dressing room 15 minutes before they walk out. That's another part. Yeah, I mean, there's been people physically sick, in the toilet, and people running. And then once they go out, then they're on autopilot a bit. It's business as usual. They know how to knock the balls in, so their brain takes care of that and stops them being as nervous. But the bit before, it's like the dentist waiting room, come driving test, come exam, come job interview, mix it up in a blender, and it's awful.
Was that?
I think you were like 3 or 4 frames in front when you walked out. Because
I was going to say, is that what you were good at? You didn't kind of getting rid of the fact there was 20 million people watching.
Perhaps, yeah. Although, it's an enjoyable process as well, even though it's a sort of love-hate relationship with it. But maybe also, I was a little bit better than most of the players around at the time, so that helps.
How were you?
Yeah.
How did you get there?
Oh God.
How did you get to very?
Well, because we were talking earlier. Is it like when you're snooker? Obviously, because we growing up, there was a lot of talk about the amount of practice you'd had to do. Do you think you obviously had to have? Did you have to have a certain be a natural, or could you, if you practiced 10 hours a day? No. Don't try it. Stick to the other. Stay in your lane. Really?
You've got to have the natural, but even the players that would be like myself or whoever it might be that would consider to be a manufactured robotic player, we are still incredibly blessed with that particular knack of getting a ball in a hole with a stick.
Right.
That we are naturally gifted. Right. To a weird degree. Right. It's a bit of a freak. So, but not to the level of Ronnie O'Sullivan, but the differences are compared to the rest of the people walking around is still a lot higher up there. So
Steve, you saying that Ronnie O'Sullivan would have beaten you at your best?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Totally. Yeah. Things move on. But we were anybody who's ever been to the Crucible Theatre for the World Snooker Championship as a player is incredibly talented. But they may hone it in a different direction, so they look more robotic, or they may not be as incredibly talented as the likes of Ronnie O'Sullivan, who is the one-off of incredibly talented people. But we all had the talent, and we chose to maybe go, okay, how do I try to make sure that I get more consistent, so I don't have the ups and downs that is it's a problem in sort of how you feeling today, Bosh. I'm not so feeling so good. So you then work on the discipline of trying to have a method that may make you look more robotic, but you still got that talent. So trying to think of players who that people know maybe doesn't really matter, but it's just the case that how do you go about being more professional once you've already established that you're good in the first place? And that's your work ethic, which is nothing to do with your talent. That's your mentality work ethic.
Yeah.
So all those players, if they hadn't done any practice, would still be the top 20 in the country, in the world. Yeah.
So this 10,000 hours thing, it's an interesting. I think there was a guy, a journalist who liked golf, has done. I think he's given up now. He tried to do a blog come YouTube channel on him trying to do 10,000 hours practice as a golfer to see if he could get down to scratch as a golfer. And he got down to, I think, 5 handicap. He couldn't get any further because he didn't have the talent.
Right.
So he's proven that it's not just the 10,000, whatever it is. Yeah.
Steve, I got to the final of my local pub pool competition and lost to a bloke called Kiwi who's banging to LSD.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there is a.
But I got to the final. I was really proud, and I won 30 quid.
No drug testing.
No, not in those days.
Did you feel like you had an unfair advantage, or?
I thought I was good, Steve.
He was obviously, if he was being in
If he's off his box and he's beating you.
Yeah, I mean, that took me down a rung or two.
I played a guy called Mark Bennett from Wales back in the 80s, and he liked a beer. There was a few players liked a beer back in the day.
That's what we loved.
Not a lot, but there was a few. And he outplayed me, and I could smell he'd had a beer, right? And it was really debilitating. It was really upsetting. But I did decide that maybe, and this is me and my friend Carver Starabi, we wrote a book called Medical Grade Music, which is about music and what we've done in it, how things have happened that we now DJ together, are in a band as well. And at some stage in that book, I thought, about the drugs in the different worlds. And obviously snooker went down the drug testing road in the 80s to try and get it Olympic ready. So all snooker players from the 80s onwards have been drug tested, But I thought it might be quite fun now that I'm retired to do a YouTube channel where you actually played snooker on a variety of different things to see what it was like.
I'm prepared to fund that, Steve.
Yeah, thank you. Because I know there is one on putting together flat pack IKEA furniture on a variety of.
Oh, this is incredible.
I think it would be a great idea. I mean, I know it wouldn't be good because
we'll travel to you, set up the cameras, give you the drugs, and leave you for 4 hours.
It would be a funny thing. It would just be a funny thing to do because obviously everybody goes, such and such got caught, in the snooker world, and then the headline is drugs cheat.
Yeah,
as if they're trying to actually improve their like anabolic steroids in the Olympics. Yeah. But so I always felt it was a bit unfair on the people that were deciding what they wanted to take socially.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. It's
when
not giving
alcohol,
you an edge.
When alcohol is the worst drug out there, and then they were being called a drugs cheat when and they weren't trying to cheat. It just so happened that they just had to go.
Oh, they'd have a nice weekend.
Yeah,
if I'd known this about you, Steve,
I'm not.
Like,
I think I knew you were a drugs mule.
No, what I mean is,
I'm not.
The
Steve is holding up herbal remedies for his knees.
It's this and Sanatogen, but I just think it would be funny. Yeah, it would be 100%. A funny thing.
I've always wanted to do it in a controlled environment, obviously in a very, very safe place. Try drink driving. Like in a field away from it.
Oh, right.
Oh, I see.
Like, not where I'd ever be anywhere. Like, I'm 100 miles from any other person. Just
parking. See what your parking's like.
Yeah, see if I could parallel park.
Well, I don't know what insurance policy you've got for your car.
It's pretty decent, to be honest with you.
Well, you could try Tesco car park. That's quite a controlled environment. I mean, there's only a few kids. Keep away from the kid where the bit.
Yeah, they skateboard near there, so I feel... Yeah. Maybe I should go to the safari.
Anyway, it's not going to happen. But maybe before I get put in the home, I'll try.
If we can get 6 or 7 different types of drugs, are you up for it?
6 or 7.
We'd have to do it over a long weekend because we'd have to hire a camera. So it'd be a hell of a weekend, Steve.
Oh yeah.
There'd be some highs and lows. I don't think you're going to get a 147 again.
Oh, well, I might. Well, you might do. You might do, or you might think
ketamine's really good for 147.
You might do, but you may make a one break and think it is a 147.
Yeah.
But what I probably could do is to try and convince Dennis Taylor we could recreate the 1985 World Championship
off your box. No longer on the box, they're off the box.
I can see him with his glasses.
Wow, that would be incredible.
His glasses would look the right way up.
Yeah, but that's obviously that's once I've been sacked by the BBC as a commentator.
Yeah, well, we're prepared to wait.
Okay, well let's make a date a bit like I think the Sparks guy said when they were at some stage they said they were going to be at standing at Piccadilly at 3 o'clock in 20 years' time or something, and then the guy turned up or something like that.
What's today? So May the 4th, 2032.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We'll where should we meet and get off our box? Where's a good place to get off your box?
I don't know.
As I say, we're prepared to travel to you. What about the M25? Somewhere on the M25.
Okay, well, there have to be in
Clackett Lane Services. Do you know Clackett Lane Services?
South Mimms.
South Mimms, fine. South Mimms.
The lorry bit.
The lorry bit.
Put a tape in the lorry. 10 years' time. It would have to be in 10 years' time because I seriously have to prepare for this. And I'm not going to be prepared in.
I love the fact every now and then you get a little. Oh God! In a couple of years, I've got to take LSD in South Mimms. God, it comes around quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you always think it's never going to happen. It does. It always comes around again, doesn't it?
Steve, it's Joe and David. Where are you? We're here.
I'll give you my agent's number. I'm sure that's something.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Proud of you.
I think having talked to him a bit, he'd be up for it.
Well,
Steve, I've been to watch snooker once at Ali Pali. It was about 4 or 5 years ago, and I turned up a bit late. They were already playing? I don't know, but I had to sort of shuffle to my seat. It's really quiet.
Yeah,
obviously, I had to shuffle to my seat. One of the memories I have is just really. Obviously, I was never going to do this. I just wanted to shout out like "wankers!" Do you know what I mean? Almost like jumping off a cliff. It was so quiet, and everyone was paying attention and being respectful that I just wanted to
break the tension.
Did you have that when you were playing that?
We get there's always people there's always people who want to shout out.
Did you want to shout out, just scream?
No. Most of the profanity was said as you walk back to your chair. So that the cameras couldn't pick it up, and the front row sometimes got it, but it wasn't the miking back in the 80s, but they didn't mic everything up. But I think they mic up the seats now,
right?
And the referees actually get it mic'd up,
but it is so quiet in that room, isn't it?
Yeah.
You must have heard people fart and stuff. Because is that quiet?
Yeah, that happens quite often. But I think most people try and
hold it in,
keep a muffler on it. But there was a well-known player who was 23 stone back in the 80s who used to drink a lot of beer, called Bill Worthing.
Canadian.
Yeah. And he once leant on the table to put his leg off over the edge to play a shot and farted, and then slipped back off the table. This is at the Crucible. Turned round to the crowd and went, "Who did that?" It sort of lighten the play. It does happen every now and again, but you get a few idiots who want to shout out, want to be the person who shouts out when it's quiet. You get a few of those, but you
were close to being that idiot.
Well, it was just that it was so sort of tantalising, that silence.
Well, because there's very few other situations where there's 300 people in a room and it's dead silent.
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
And also, every now and again, you get the giggle loop. Somebody can't stop giggling.
That would be me.
That is funny. Yeah, when you're supposed to not, that's the time when that happens.
Yeah,
but I think. The other thing as well is that if you had Tourette's, I'd feel upset if somebody who loves snooker but did seriously have Tourette's felt that they couldn't go along. Yeah, because nobody would mind, other than the fact that it would probably be funny moments, but I'd feel upset if that person could never go along to see a snooker match just because of that one thing.
That's very sweet. Yeah. Maybe they could come to the off the box version where you're so off your head. You
that's going to be the tickets sold 10 years. Yeah. Can we put them on pre-sale now? Because we
10 years of sales. We've got 60,000 people turning up at South Mimms.
It's getting like that for final as it is, so maybe we could do that. Getting early, the first they VIP, they actually can get to have a go on the table before as well. And perhaps you could,
Steve. We had loads of questions sent in from listeners.
Oh, well.
Can we run through? Can we run through some?
Can I read my? I really want to read this one. Is it okay?
Go on.
This is from DJM. Steve got a question right on They Think It's All Over once and was very pleased with himself and replied, "They don't call me Steve for nothing." He found this so funny that my family have used it ever since whenever anyone gets anything right. Not really a question, but I thought he should know. Love, Dan.
That was my only input into that. Yeah, it seemed like the thing to say at the time. Yeah,
so good. Oh,
well, that program had a limited amount of ad libbing in it. Yeah, those programs are fascinating. Like that's why I like. Would I Lie to You and 8 out of 10 Cats are the two programs that seem on TV to be so much more ad libbing than the likes of They Think It's All Over. Never mind the Buzzcocks, where full well there's a lot of pre-prep done. And then the only bit that's ad libbing is when the other team interrupt.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but I mean, it's good fun to get a word, even get one joke.
Have you done with it?
Yeah, I loved it.
It's so good much fun, isn't it? I did it a couple of months ago, actually.
Yeah,
so
I loved
it's
it.
You just play. It's like Christmas morning, isn't it? You're just playing a game, basically.
Yeah, it's just brilliant. And like the fact is, you don't even know what you're going to be lying about. I mean, the parts of it you haven't got a clue. You read it out, and then you realise as you're trying. Totally, yeah. But then I watched Lee
Mack.
I watch him, and I don't know if he read out a card. Did I know it was a lie? I think I did. I don't know why. Perhaps it was on the. Anyway, I watched him make up a load of bullshit on the spot that he didn't know anything about. What a star on the spot coming up with it. Incredible.
He's got amazingly quick brain. I supported him a few gigs a few years ago, and he does a bit at the end where he says shouts, basically heckle me basically, and people shout all this stuff, and they sort of haven't finished the end of their sentence, and he's sort of constructed a joke response. It's sort of a bit weird. Is how fast his brain works, and he says he can only do that at the end of the set because he wasn't showing off. He says because it's so mind bending for the audience, you can't really follow it because he sort of just you sort of leave the building going, what have I just seen? And it's just it's mad. You can't really there's no one else like him basically. He's got the quickest brain. Ridiculous, funny bugger as well.
Yeah.
Steve, this is from Robert Hammond.
Go for it. Yeah. Sorry.
How much of a fine line is there between working out all the angles, lining up your next shot, or just smashing the shit out of the pack and hoping for the best?
Is that the last few years?
There are times when you feel like doing that, and occasionally there are times when that's the right thing to do. Bizarrely, and it happened a couple of times. Yeah, but when a guy snookers you and like you can't see a way out of the shot without giving the other guy a shot, then sometimes it's the best policy to rip into him and try and mess the table up. And every now and again you shoot one, and then there's no point in saying sorry. Just walk around the table and mop them up. Hopefully,
I was going to say, do you have to pretend you haven't just?
But the frustration.
Sorry, go on, Steve. Yeah.
Controlled smashing.
What point of your career, Steve, did you feel like the balance was tipping and new guys were turning up and winning? Did you feel
Stephen Hendry.
Yeah.
Stephen Hendry in the 90s, all of a sudden I realised he was playing a modern day aggressive style of play that I'd not had to delve into because I was able to control things as it was. And And then all of a sudden he was starting attacking more, which was something that maybe had been not frowned upon, but people say, oh, that's the wrong shot to go for. And then all of a sudden he came along and proved it wasn't the wrong shot to go for. And then the floodgates opened of more accurate, more tightrope walk style players. And I had to try and learn as an older dog to play shots in a different way, which was hard to do because you're setting your ways a bit. And then now the players are just incredible. What they walk the tightrope so many times of playing a shot, knowing full well they could lose everything. They get it. They're just so much more hardened and conditioned to that. So that was when it first started. I started to realise. But in any sport that's a popular sport, there's always people that come along, raise the bar up to another level. Steve Kennedy was very much that, and now Ronnie O'Sullivan, John Higgins, Mark Williams are ones that seem to have done that again. Hard to know how far they can move on from now, because it feels like they're probably like getting close to what's achievable for a human.
Yeah. What was your last great victory?
The last time I won a match,
or the one you were proud of?
I won the Masters '97. That's ages ago though. Now, well, I beat Ronnie O'Sullivan when he was supposed to beat me. My best result recently was 2010. Even that's miles ago. When I beat John Higgins, who was the current world champion, and I was supposed to be just in the studio doing commentary and things, really. But I qualified for Sheffield, and I beat John Higgins and got to the quarterfinals. And I beat John, and that was like, and I was over 50. I think it was 53. Yeah, 53, and it felt like a match I shouldn't have won. That was like better than winning world championships.
Yeah. Looking back at the gods of snooker now, you look at Doug Mountjoy.
Yeah.
Thought, well, he's 60 odd there, and then he's like, oh no, he's 32.
when Dennis Taylor won,
Ray Reardon was like 26.
I know. Yeah. Well, when Dennis Taylor won the world championship, he was 35.
Was he?
Yeah, crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So Ray Reardon was the oldest world championship winner at the Crucible ever. I forget exactly, but Ronnie's just beaten him. So Ronnie's now the oldest ever winner of the World Snooker Championship.
Was he 48?
Like 46, I think.
46.
46 or 47, somewhere around that. Yeah. But like it's like policemen, they look a bit young all the time.
My granddad played Joe Davis, Steve. Yeah, he played county level. He played Joe Davis and won a frame.
Was he on LSD? Was he on LSD?
Yeah, I think so. He was doing some show called Off Your Box.
It never took off in the 70s, but they're bringing it back. Of it. Was one of the this question I want. Where's the question? I can't remember it's from. Here we go. Oh yeah, what was it like being on Big Break? Which I thought was a great question.
Oh wow! when it first came on, I thought, "Oh, this is not good for snooker." But it actually was great fun for snooker. It was a swathe of kids who grew up watching Big Break who became snooker fans as a result of that program. It was of its time. The best bit about Big Break was when Tony Drago went on once, because they were giving prizes usually it was a holiday. They were giving out. They'd moved on from caravans and speedboats from the darts world, and it was a holiday. Australia for 2 weeks or something. So the person who was answering the questions to try and get as many questions right for the player to then try and knock the balls in a time frame. And that's how it worked. So the end of it was the more questions they got right, the more reds got taken off the table, and then the guy had a minute to try and a minute to pot the ball. And Tony Drago, first ever time Tony Drago was one of the fastest players in the game. He knocked the balls in well amount of time. Hey, everybody's like, Tony Drago's going, yay, thinking that he had also won a holiday to Australia. When they just gave him his 100 quid, he was crestfallen.
Oh dear! Oh, that's great.
That's fucking amazing. Imagine that. Johnny Drago on holiday with a bloke who's won it with him. All right, Tony, fancy going for lunch? I really wish I could have taken the wife. Oh, fucking hell.
So, should we sort of give you your time back now, Steve? But you've got an album coming out, haven't you, in June?
Yeah, well, I've also things have gone stranger in as much as not only have I sort of been involved DJing, but I've actually sort of stumbled upon a piece of musical equipment called a modular synthesizer, which doesn't require 10,000 hours practice. It's all wires, no keyboard. So I've started to mess around making music. The end result of that is with my two friends, Mike York and Carver's Tarabi, we've also got a band with records out and have played. I've played on a stage playing live music, and we've got
great.
So even it's another nerve-wracking level. I can't get away from it. I don't know why I'm doing it to myself, but
are these all instrumentals?
Yeah, mainly instrumental music. Yeah, and so we've got a load of shows coming up in June. I've got to start. Well, we just play improvised music, but we've got we've got an album coming out in June as well. But I don't want to. Yeah, it's that.
No,
that
sell
world,
it.
But I remember. Well, it's not for everybody. It's like electronica style music. Sort of maybe if you were into a lot of German 70s stuff, like maybe Tangerine Dream, maybe Pop au Feu, sort of film soundtracky stuff, maybe stuff like that. It's hard to know. Electronica would come under. And we made a first album, which was just by accident, really. And then we went along to the record label, Rocket Recordings, and said, do you fancy this? And they came back, went, actually, even though there's a snooker player in a band, we'll go for it. And then they went, but you will have to do gigs to promote it. And the other two lads went, yeah, of course. And I went, yeah. Then I started realising what that actually meant. So I've been on, and once again, bizarrely, our second ever gig was at Glastonbury in the Crow's Nest, and it's mad.
That must be such a lovely feeling.
It's incredible. It's better when you come off stage. It's terrible beforehand. That's like the snooker room, dressing room at the Crucible, just as bad.
What are you worried about when you go on? That you won't be like welcomed or
Well, no, messing it up.
Yeah,
but we're improvising. But even so, you feel like you might be messing. If it goes wrong or something.
That's scary, isn't it? Improvising because you might.
Scary, yeah. That's why I do think I'm a bit of a the adrenaline thing.
Clearly are. That's insane.
Yeah, it must be. Otherwise, yeah. But
you're not coming. Are you not playing down in Devon? Are you?
Falmouth.
Oh, are you?
Falmouth on somewhere.
What about Brighton?
Bristol. Yeah, we're at Bristol at Green Door Store.
Brilliant.
In June, I don't know, it's got the date somewhere. But yeah, with Brighton. Yeah, Brighton's a lovely place to play.
Well, where are you playing in Brighton?
Yeah, I think it's the Green Door Store.
Is that in Brighton?
The one underneath. I hope so.
Green Door Store, Brighton. Oh yes.
It's underneath the railway station.
Oh, it's just
great venue.
On the I know. I never knew what it was called. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're there in sometime in June. We've DJ'd there as well. It's a great place. Yeah, but then, look, listen. There's a lot of music heads in Brighton. It's a great place.
Oh, it's music mad down here. Bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, is there a list of dates we can put?
I'll put you on the guest list, but once you're in, we have security to stop people getting out.
You lock the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clunk, clunk, clunk. Bed in.
Yeah. And the band's called the Utopia Strong.
Yeah, the Utopia Strong. Yeah. Don't ask me why. It just it is. Yeah.
We'll put your tour dates on our.
It's some
stuff.
Thanks so much for doing this, Steve.
Listen, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm in awe. I'm sort of on. Hopefully we've had a laugh.
Wrong way round.
Oh, really? Okay, fair enough.
When you listen to the introduction, it's just us going, "Oh God, he's going to hate this." Oh God.
Right. I've got to tell you this. We met this morning at 9 and discussed how do
we get Steve Davis to like us?
I want to come away thinking Steve Davis likes me. How do we make this happen?
Well, listen, come, please, if you're around on that date, I don't know
I'd love to.
Come to Brighton, yeah, we'll have a laugh.
I'd love to. I'd love to, Steve. That'd be amazing. I cannot wait.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
I think I'd come to the Bristol. When's the Bristol one, Steve?
Oh, without looking them up.
I'll have a look.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I can tell you. This shouldn't be on the thing because this is
Oh, here we go. I've got them here.
Brighton's the 30th of June.
30th June and well, there's no Bristol.
Bristol's the 16th of June.
Oh, it's not on the tour dates on your website.
I'm going to come with my wife.
I'm bringing my wife as
well. Great.
Yeah.
Really?
Brilliant.
Yeah. Really?
We could be the end of your relationship. If you
yeah.
We've had our tougher times.
Well,
Steve, you're looking very nervous. Calm down.
You can help us. You can help us drink our rider.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Get stuck in. Here we go.
It's a good. Well, the one in Brighton, that's a great. Well, both those places. Strange Brew in Bristol is a great music venue, and Green Door Store is a great music venue, and both have got great beer on. So that's assuming you're a beer drinker. So, yeah.
Thanks, Steve. No, thank you so much, Steve, for doing this.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah,
really lovely.
Thanks for inviting me.
Pleasure. Oh, can we ask one other thing?
Obviously, all the stuff we talked about, it's not going to go out, is it?
No.
No, this is for us. We're just gonna play this for our wives. You're a big Charlton fan, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Can we be a big Charlton fan? Is that right?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not.
No.
Oh.
When I was 10.
Right. Forget it.
Are you Leighton Orient?
No, I don't particularly. Barry Hearn was chairman of Leighton Orient. He dragged me into it, that world of football. But it's just, for me, I'm with David Mitchell and his advert, the advert, the spoof of the Sky advert. I mean, it's just the never-ending game of football, and they just fall over. I'm not a football.
Right, okay.
They just fall over to get advantage, you know.
Yeah.
It's falling over all the time.
Yeah.
When I stay on their feet.
Yeah. Okay, well that's backfired.
Yeah. Sorry, we should have ended about 2 minutes ago. My fault.
Yeah.
All right, well, we will let you go now, Steve. Thanks so much. You don't know how much this means to us.
Oh, really? Okay, well, it's very kind. Thank you very much.
No,
okay, but keep in touch as well. We sort it out. Yeah,
definitely.
Okay, that'd be great.
Cheers, Steve.
Thanks.
Thank you. Take care.
Cheers.
Cheers. Set up. Bye. Bye.